Hello, welcome back to Ginny's. I'm Ginny and we are going to be making some white chocolate Italian buttercream. So if you've had a look on my channel, I've done Italian buttercream with you, and you see that again I use a slightly different method, which hopefully makes everything a little bit easier for you. So we are going to work through this method now. Now before I started, I just took my butter, flick this V here, and all of my ingredients come down and you'll see exactly what I've used. So my butter I have whipped, okay, so not too as much as I whip for my Swiss meringue, where that I make it into a mousse, but this is just all whipped up, not in really stiff cubes, and gonna make it a lot easier to cut through that meringue. So I've got that. On the back here I've got a saucepan and I'm going to put that on, and into there I need to add some sugar and some water. And we're just going to pop the sugar in and the water, give it a little bit of a stir around so it all goes in together. And you will need a thermometer for this one. I'm going to bring this up to anything between 115 to 118 degrees. Don't want to go above 818 degrees. If you do, it changes the structure of the meringue with this. So 118 maximum, take it off, just wait a second. If it seems too much, and the temperature is coming off too much, just wait until it reduces before you put it in. So I just use a normal food probe for that, but you can use a candy thermometer if you've got one. So for the moment I have put that on the back. Now when that reaches around about 100, then it's the time to start whipping up our meringue. So I've got my egg whites just here, and what I have done is, as you've seen with everything that I do with meringue, I have put lemon juice into here and I have just wiped it around with a bit of kitchen roll. That cuts through any grease, and that will stop your meringues from collapsing if there is any grease there, because you've just eliminated it, which is fab. So I've also got cream of tartar here. Cream of tartar is a stabiliser. If you haven't got this, you can just use a teaspoon, or half a teaspoon, sorry, of lemon juice instead. So I'm going to be using half a teaspoon of this one here, and like I said, you can use lemon. So I am waiting for this. Let's have a look. I don't think it takes overly too long to come up to where I want it to be. So at this moment, we're hitting around about 40. So my eggs are in, there is nothing else I can do. That's going to take about 1 more minute, so I'll come back to you in 1 minute. Okay, here we go. I'm starting to bubble on the back there. I've moved you so that you can see in my mixer, and we're just going to turn this on. And that is a medium speed to begin with. Now I'm just going to pop in my cream of tartar. So now you can add in the lemon juice or cream of tartar. And it's a little bit stuck on the side, so I've already sort that. There we go. And then we can take it up to a medium speed. So I've got a KitchenAid and I'm on number 4 there at the moment. I'm on around about a medium. And now I'm going to test that temperature in the back. Okay, I'm at 117. So now, pouring in a steady stream. Very careful, don't hit that whisk. If you hit the whisk, then it's going to splash back. Just keep it to the side as best you can. Right. Let it all come out. There we go. Okay. Now I'm very quickly, because it's so hot in there, just going to wipe those sides down because I don't want crystals, but you put that heat around there and that has lifted that off quite quickly. Okay. And there we go. Now we can take this up to a medium high. So mine's on 6, and that's where I'm just going to leave that there for the moment. Okay, that's been going there now for around about 3 minutes. So let's have a look and see what the structure's like. So you can see it's so creamy. It's lovely. It's like satin there. So if we just give that a mix around and lift. So at the moment it is drooping quite a lot there. And it's not leaving any kind of marks. Now I don't want to take it as much as you could with French buttercream, French meringue, but I do want more stability than that. And also when you fill the bowl is still hot and we can't have any temperature on that bowl. So I am going to put this back up to the same speed and go again for another few minutes. Okay. So that's had another 2 minutes and I can already see a massive difference. The balloon whisk has filled with the meringue and that looks absolutely perfect. So when you hold it up, it's drooping, but it's not just flopping over. When you lift it, there is some definition there. So that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to add in this butter. So we're going to drop this down. Turn it on, medium, take a spoonful and pop it in. And wait for that to dissolve before we add more. Now this will go really limp and it will look like soup and you'll panic. But don't, because all of a sudden it just miraculously comes back together. It's actually amazing to watch. It goes really quickly. So as soon as it's all melted in there, we go again. Okay, I am quickly just going to give it a scrape. Look at the difference. We've had that lovely meringue and now it's just a little bit sloppy. Now you wanted to make sure 100% that your meringue was at a reasonable temperature before you put the butter in, because you don't want to put butter into the meringue. Not when it's hot, because it'll be melted butter and it won't do the right thing. Right, let's go again. In it goes. Making sure I get all of that butter out. There we go. Now it looks soupy and horrible, don't worry. Completely normal. This is going to just spin and spin and it's going to sort itself out and come back round in just a second. So I'm just going to give it a scrape, just so that you can really see the horror story of what it looks like in there. So you can, if this happens to you, you don't worry. Look, that looks like scrambled eggs. Doesn't it look rotten? Don't worry. Turn it up and forget about it for a minute. I'll come back to you in 2 minutes. Okay, so that's been going for a few minutes and look at the difference. Lovely buttercream there. The structure on it, look how stable it is. Absolutely beautiful. Now there are a lot of air pockets in there, but we have been whipping and we haven't gone low, so that's why we can get rid of that. Now I'm going to put in some vanilla. Okay, so I'm going to put half a teaspoon of vanilla in. I'm sorry if that made a noise. There we go. There we are. I'm using the vanilla bean because I like the flecks in white chocolate, but the regular's fine. And then I've got some melted white chocolate here, but you don't want to put that in again warm. So I melted this whilst that was going, and I've just been giving it a bit of a stir. And so long as there's no real temperature to it, that can then go in. Now this is going to go sloppy because the chocolate is runny. But don't worry, because we're going to whip it up and then it'll go in the fridge. It'll sort itself out. And then when we bring it back to whip, it'll all be in together and a lovely consistency. So let's whip this back up. Okay, let's have a look. It's actually held the structure of that really, really well. I really do like this buttercream. Now it is quite aerated, so I do just want to take it down, let it go on a low like this. That's on my lowest speed, and this is just going to relax it down that little bit and take out some of those big air pockets from all the whipping that we've done. So again, leave this for another minute and then we will be finished. Okay, we are done. Look how silky that's gone. Look when you do this. And you see there just how gorgeous that is. And when you lift it, it really just holds. So I've got some cupcakes there. I'm going to pipe this onto some cupcakes. You could just pop this in the fridge, but I'm going to pipe this out for you now. So just bear with me. Okay, let's pipe some of this out. So I've got here a 2D nozzle, and these are my white chocolate and cranberry cupcakes with a hint of almond. So these goes really well together. So let's pipe this. Look, absolutely beautiful. Italian meringue is gorgeous anyway, and then with the addition of that white chocolate in there as well, just so good. So I really recommend these together, a lovely white chocolate and a cranberry cupcake, finished off with white chocolate Italian buttercream. Hope you really enjoy this, and I will see you soon. Take care.